ChiroSecure viewers. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Kim Klapp, founder of Assistance for Chiropractic Excellence. And before we delve in on preventing errors that waste time, energy, and money, I want to take a moment to appreciate ChiroSecure. Obviously they've got unparalleled coverage. We've had it for a jillion years. Their customer service is exceptional, and they give so much back to the profession, including sponsoring these programs. I'm also grateful that you've chosen to watch, so please say hello, let me know where you're located, and like or love today's program. Now, since this month's CA Excellence Coaching course is on practice systems, I decided to share with you one of my favorites. And in speaking with so many CAs, office managers, and DCs around the country about how their office is run, or unfortunately, in all too many cases, how their office runs them, it's apparent that most offices leave much of their success to chance. It's like rolling the dice. Now, I get it. The reason we roll the dice is because chance works. Sometimes, I play Wheel of Fortune slots, and we get all excited in the casino when we win, but statistically, what happens more frequently? Right. Yeah, they don't build all those casinos and pay the electrical bills for those lights by people winning all the time. Now, in the casino, when chance doesn't work, you lose money. Well, guess what? In your practice, when chance doesn't work, not only do you lose money, but it also increases stress. And stress repels patients, something we obviously don't want. So it's critical to minimize office stress if you want to grow. And preventable errors are the first reason that chance-based practices have more stress. Miscommunications, dropped balls, mishaps, running out of exam gowns, copy paper, some other necessary supply. Tasks forgotten or merely left undone. And also, chance-based offices have a lot more knee-jerk reactions, which definitely increase your stress. So, for example, if new patient statistics start going down because you haven't been systematically asking for referrals, it's, oh my goodness, hurry up, quick, hand out 10 business cards to every client today. Or quick, go on Facebook and find out how we can whip together an internal marketing event for next week. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, when you're in that reactive mode instead of proactive mode, it's very stressful and truly detrimental to any practice growth. And we don't want to have a crisis approach to running our office. We want our office functioning optimally for the long term, right? Well, the great news is that with effective systems, the success of your practice no longer depends on a certain person being there or someone's mood or on chance. With the right systems, everything gets done, allowing you to focus on what really matters, which, as we know, is the patient and their experience in your practice. Now, I love that system is an acronym for save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. And as I've mentioned before, you need to be clear on your why first, that vision, your mission, your goals, etc. But today, I want to talk about the how. The bigger your why, the higher you fly, but the better your how, the bigger the wow. And you actually chart a strategic course for your practice success when you set up systems for what you want more of and prevent what you don't want. For example, a candle left burning overnight, or someone leaving your deposit money sitting on the front desk instead of securing it in the safe. Again, in my 25 years, I've seen a lot. I happen to be a pain avoider. I don't want to make the same mistake twice. And I certainly don't want someone on my team to unnecessarily make a mistake that I've already learned from. Now, another huge benefit of systems is that they give you more freedom. Dr. Tom and I travel extensively, both for the profession as well as to recharge. And when we do, our office doesn't suffer in volume, collections, or new patients because of the systems that we've implemented. So today, I specifically want to share one of the easiest office systems with you to decrease your practice stress and give you more freedom, which are checklists. Now, hold off on those eye rolls and groans for just a moment. I know there's a lot of CAs who despise checklists, mostly because you've made some false assumptions, such as, well, if I have to fill out a checklist, then the doctor doesn't think I can do my job, or the office manager doesn't think I'm capable or competent. I promise you, nothing could be further from the truth, because checklists are a great team communication system. Do you realize that pilots complete a pre-flight checklist before each and every flight? No one thinks that the pilot is incompetent or incapable or doesn't know how to do their job. The point is that checklists prevent oversights and errors. Everything a pilot does is so critical to the flight that it's mandatory they complete a checklist. Well, guess what, CAs? Everything you do is so critical to the success of your practice, you should have checklists as well to prevent any oversights or errors. like not noticing that your cloud backup isn't running until it's too late. So, one type of checklist you want to have is for your various daily duties. Now, the most obvious benefit of having a checklist of your daily duties is that it gets you organized. And if your practice has multiple CAs working at a time, as ours does, you'll want to divide the daily duties into the roles for each area. So, for instance, our front desk CA is the last resort for answering the phone. That way, they're not forced to divide their attention between someone walking into our office and the person on the phone. So, we've allocated the daily duties among our technical CA, our front desk CA, and for our computer CA. Now, our CAs rotate these three basic areas for each 4-hour shift. So, because of that, we'll have an AM and a PM version of each of these. Now, if you're in a practice with one CA per shift, great. You will just have one combined list for the opening duties, shift duties, and closing duties each day. And as you can see, all of our duty checklists are in Microsoft OneNote, so they can be accessed easily from any electronic device. So you'll want to organize the duties chronologically. So I start with what I like to call on duty. In other words, turn on the lights, the computers, your printers, your equipment, your music, etc. Power on, baby. And put your name tag on to help your patients connect with you. And next, always important to perform an attitude check. That's on every daily checklist in our practice, including the ones for our account director and our support CA. We always want our team members to remember that attitude is your choice, and you might need an adjustment before we unlock the door. But mindset is critical to the success of your practice, which is why there's an entire coaching course devoted towards attitude and focus. So check your office environment next. Make sure that your entrance is clear of debris, leaves, or in Michigan, the never-ending snow. Check any burned out or change any burned out light bulbs, water any drooping plants, stock your supplies wherever they're needed, headrest paper in the adjusting rooms, toilet paper in the bathrooms, apples on your front desk, your review and referral tools in strategic spots. But remember, it's the image of your office that speaks volumes. So you want to keep it neat and tidy, obviously. You also want to review today's appointment schedule so you know whom to expect and when, because this is going to help you mentally frame when you can fit in others who either call in or merely walk in, not to mention those other tasks we're going to need to juggle. So familiarize yourself with the names of your new and update clients and double check that everything's been prepped and completely ready for their visit. You also want to check your communication log for any new entries. Ours is also in OneNote. And so our team enters any non-urgent issues so that we're not interrupting the doctor's flow unnecessarily or diverting attention of our team members from our patients. So each shift, everyone reads and initials any new entries to keep our team on the same page. And of course, we always want to focus on positives. In our practice, each team member records something positive at the end of each shift. That's into our also OneNote Practice Positive Journal. And it could be a compliment from a client or a goal that we achieved or a testimonial that a patient mentions. Sometimes it's praise for a team member, and other times it's tooting our own horn. But whatever the case, focusing on the positive allows us to attract more of those positive experiences to our practice. So as you can see, those are just 6 of the over 100 daily duties that our amazing CAs complete each day in our office. Now, in addition to being organized by area, the duties are prioritized. You may have noticed on our checklist that some of those duties have an asterisk. So we make sure that those tasks which are the most crucial to our practice get done first, and definitely before leaving at the end of the shift. But prioritization helps to keep the office running smoothly, especially when it gets swamped. We want that to be a good thing. But also having checklists keep the focus on those objectives that are the most important. For example, asking for referrals and promoting your events. That way your marketing doesn't disappear into the twilight zone. But checklists also help you maintain PTC, present time consciousness, in your role as a CA. So if you often feel exhausted or overwhelmed by everything you have to do, putting the task on a checklist can clear your head and become really empowering, because those checklists allow you to focus on the patient in front of you or on the one thing you're doing now. And you'll find that a lot of your workload actually dissipates when you focus on the one person in front of you or the task at hand, rather than obsessing about everything else that you need to do. Now, still another benefit is freedom. The office manager or your doctor has no excuse to hover or keep asking you if you remember to do something if you've incorporated these duty checklists. anyone on our team, including myself or Dr. Tom, can see at a glance from anywhere what's getting done without having to ask or hover. Now, in addition to the duties that we do every day, we also have checklists for those miscellaneous jobs that need to be done weekly, biweekly, monthly, on an annual basis, or specifically at the new year. That's going to allow you to see at a glance what needs to be done so those tasks don't slip through the cracks, kind of like your annual CMS compliance training I know you've gotten on top of. Other checklists that we've put into place prevent time sappers and productivity killers. It's like keeping you from running out of a necessary supply or a form. So we have inventories for both of those. It's certainly not in alignment with our core values of providing exceptional service if we make a client wait unnecessarily while we print out a form that we should have had on hand. Now, still other checklists that we use, they help prevent errors and they ensure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, such as making sure the information in each electronic file is complete and that we've taken care of all of those hand-holding protocols to bridge the gap from a new patient to an established client. But we want to make sure that all the steps are followed. For every scenario, for example, when a client changes insurance coverage, because there's a lot of details to remember. But the bottom line on why I love checklists is because if you make it easy, you can take it easy. So if I can help you in any way, whether you're looking for this month's excellence coaching on office systems, training for new CAs, hiring systems or practice systems, please visit my website, chiropracticassistance.com, and click to call or email me. Especially, I'd like to say hello to April for joining us, to Kim, to Candy, and to Dr. John. So thank you so much. Shout out to you. And again, thanks to ChiroSecure for providing this forum to increase practice success. And your host next week will be Sam Collins. Have a great day.